But I didn't see, like, Clifton Powell is he's the sore thumb in the group. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe that was intentional, but like, he is generationally completely different than everybody in the group.
Yeah.
I think even stylistically, he's different than everybody in the group. Because I don't know Clifton Powell. I've seen him before. I don't know him, but he is who he is. Like every character that he's played has been very similar, and he is very similar to those characters.
Okay.
Like Pinky, minus, like, obviously Pinky's a little over the top, but if you watch this podcast and you see when he gets frustrated, it looks like Pinky. You know what I mean? Like, it's so.
Wait a minute, young man, let me tell you.
Right?
Like, hey, hold on.
Right?
Hold on, Cliff.
God damn it. Hitting them turns made me spill his yak on his $20 suit. Like, you get that from him, right? And so, and that's cool. And we talked about in previous episodes, ability to be authentically who you are in all spaces. I like
dope.
that. However, I don't think they did him any favors by having him be kind of the only one that is, because you're like, all right, let's get a panel together and we can start talk about black women and talk about like black men and black women. All right, so we got we need an old guy. And let me just, Clifton Powell. Just throw him in there. Like, not that he isn't deserving. I think he deserved to be there. I think he has some important things to say for himself and for his generation. I just don't think it was well matched. You know, I think he was an outlier, and that made it tough for him to make some of his points. You know,
okay, yeah.
Not that his points were valid; they were valid. I agreed with some of what he was saying, but I think just because he was the only one saying it, there was no echo. Like, there's nobody to support him in what he was saying.
Right. Yeah.
Like, for example, he's talking about he's about to be 70 and he just learned how to love. Now, if there was at least somebody who was 50, you know, or in their 40s, it looked like everybody in the panel was in their 20s.
Yeah, 20s and 30s.
20s and 30s, right? And so it's going to be hard for them to resonate with what he's talking about. But I, as a 40-year-old man, I heard him say that, and, you know, he just learned how to love. And I was like, damn, that makes sense, right? Because he comes from a generation of men who were stoic, right? Or had to be kind of hard on the exterior, and depending on where you're from, maybe even hard on the interior. And, you know, men were like a man's man. And it was a period of time during Clifton's life where you could smack a woman and it was okay. You know what I mean? Like, wild. It wasn't okay, but like, people did it, right?
It
and
was...
Women were in a different place in terms of how they were treated by men and treated by society.
I don't even think women could get like a credit card without a husband.
Right. Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. So you look at like how he, in his formative adult years in a relationship, that ain't love if we look at it now, right? So now him as a 7-year-old man looking back at it is like, yo, I really didn't know how to love. I loved the way that, you know, we were supposed to love in the 70s and 80s, which means I did what I was going to do, and she was supposed to be understanding. And now that I'm older, you know, I've talked to therapists. I've got a woman who's in a much better place emotionally and mentally. So she has shown me that I'm not. Right. And he was like, you know, I wasn't aware. And then the argument things kind of went off the rails. But again, I think with the group being so young, there's like this big gap between his generation and their generation. And there's no bridge in the middle to kind of be like, all right, young guys, we get it, right? You guys are completely aware and you're emotionally intelligent and you got all the things, right? And so you can't give him a pass for that. Got it. If he was your age. But at his age and where he lived through and came up through and all that stuff, like he was talking about his dad's parents were slaves. Like, that's a very different life that he lived.
Oh, yeah.
And versus, you know, the dudes who he was talking to live, you know, not necessarily 2-parent households, but they look like they come from good areas for the most part.
Maybe, yeah, man. I don't want to, you know, jump out the window, but yeah.
Yeah, so like, or they do now. Right? Like they do now. So as men now, they live a very different life than he lived as an early, like, young man when he was in their age. And so it was hard for them to give him a pass. And I don't think they should give him a pass, but I don't think they were as empathetic to what he was saying as maybe they should have been.